probably am streaming right now. But you know what? It is what it is. Give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can cop this on the tube real quick. Bow, 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 bow. I am live as it gets. Hey, I like this. I can't really see myself, but you know what? It is what it is. Hey, I am live. YouTube, what it do? All right. I might just hold this, honestly. So, yeah. I'm going to pull up what I was just looking at. So, clicking through tabs. Don't mind me. What's that man's name? That man's name. I think I remember. I think it was Dame Taylor. So I like Dame Taylor because he was talking to people on the phone. And I thought that was really interesting. Shout out to Dame Taylor. I'll listen to him and Busy Works Beats the whole 3-4 hour interview because I thought it was super interesting. I thought it was interesting because one, I never heard of Dame Taylor, and two, Busy Works Beats is like a competitor because I make content for FL Studios as well, but it's not specifically for FL Studios. It's just to teach people, so they know how to use YouTube. And I was just interesting because I can understand the concepts between both of them. The motivation, the ambition between both of them. It's super cool. It's just interesting. It's just, as an intellectual, I'm super analytical when it comes to my mindset. I'm super duper analytical. Like, I like to take into account all the details that I can. And so hearing Busy Works Beats talk about the structure, the pyramidal, the hierarchy, as Jordan Peterson would say, the hierarchy of how things work and how it relates to what Dame Taylor was saying. Dame Taylor was like, stop using these clickbait ass titles when you don't make money in the industry the way most industry people would. And Busy Works Beat was like, I make money teaching people, and the people that I've taught have elevated into that structure of what you're trying to gatekeep. And the gatekeeping is understood from Dame Taylor. It's not a video about them too. This is really not a video about them too. This is just a video because I kind of got inspired, I think the best works of art accrue inspiration. So Dame Taylor was talking to people online about how to advance and just getting to know them, just like he said towards the end of his video, building piece by piece, live stream by live stream, the authenticity of his channel and who he is and how he's been here for decades, well, at least 1 decade, about how he's been talking to people and making videos and just been in the industry, getting placements. Synchronicity is cool. I think it's important to understand that if you want to make a living off of music, there is a quality that has to be achieved. There is a understanding of sonics, your DAW, the structure. All these things have to be achieved. And I think a lot of people bypass that because they just want to make music and in the hopes that it will take off. But that's not how this works. So you need to understand the structure. Form follows function. Shout out to Lupe. Form follows function when it comes to this hip-hop, this mainstream making money off hip-hop, like off of synchronizations and making it big and being popular and getting faces and views and all that good stuff. Now, there is two fields that I'd like to talk about. One of the fields is understanding art. The other field is understanding commerce. These two fields culminate because there is a division here. So just put art at the top of your mind. Think of art in your mind's eye, the word, whatever it may be, however you see it. There's art. On the left hand side, let's put art created just for it to exist. All right. On the right hand side, let's put art for the intents of making money. Right? So when you make art just for it to exist, there is no preconceptions, there is no notions, there is nothing except for the art itself. That is the meaning. It is to communicate a message, an ideology, an idea, a concept to those who interpretate, to those who interact with it. So, speaking personally, majority of the things that I make are just for the art to exist. Just for me to eke out as much interpretation of my world and twist it and synergize it into a beautiful expression for others to enjoy, entertain themselves with, to participate with. That is what art for the existence of art means. You know, it's just there for you to stumble upon it and be like, oh, that's kind of dope, or I hate that shit. The worst thing is indifference, when you don't feel anything about it. So I try and create art in the form of it to exist. No conceptions, no preconceived notions, nothing of that sort. On the other hand, when it comes to creating art for the consumption, for mass appeal, shout out to Nas, for mass appeal, shout out to the whole industry, there is a structure that has to be followed, only because we have, as humans, we have been preconditioned to accepting a certain form of art. To think that what is hot, popular, legacy, timeless is not preconceived based off of prior information, prior examples of commercialized art, would be to do yourself a disservice and to be very difficult. I'm speaking on a higher level, so if you understand me, congrats, kudos to you. If you don't understand me, if you think I'm pompous, or if you're just like, this dude is speaking in a manner that I don't really understand, I wish he would speak simpler, that's because this concept is a higher level concept. Shout out to 19 Keys, you know what I'm saying? This is a higher level conversation that I'm trying to have with you, with everyone who's watching. So to create art on a higher level, a structured level, a formed level, you need to listen to not only people like Dame Taylor or people like Dame Dash. Shout out to the Dames on the world, you know what I'm saying? I don't know when Dame Taylor's birthday is, but I'm a Taurus. Dame Dash is a Taurus. It's irrelevant. I'm just making connections. That's what analytical minds do. You have to form and follow a structure. There are structures when it comes to commercialized products, service, or goods. Like if you want to make a product, if you want to make a story, if you want to make art in any form, shape, or capacity, art is just communication, you have to follow a structure that has been grooved out from prior history in order for it to be understood and consumed. It's unfortunate. I want to take a break here. The first note is you have to follow some sort of structure and put your own uniqueness on it, but I want to talk about the negatives of that groove, that structure. In order to get mass appeal, it takes away from uniqueness in a sense, because, excuse me, if the structure is not followed, then you might not get mass appeal, you might not get acknowledgement for the art that you created, because that's what commercialization is. It's awareness and eyes on the art that you create. So it kind of takes away from art for art's sake. These things are kind of, according to the Kabbalion, polarizations. You can't create art for art's sake and create art that's commercialized. And I will preface this and say that you can, there's a nuance, there is a Buddhistic middle path that can be taken, and some artists do this, but it takes mastery. It takes, I don't want to say a stroke of luck, because when it comes to creating, you are in control. So it's not just luck. It is, you've predetermined this thing to work the way it is, which means you've done research and you've taken the time to analyze and understand how this may or may not affect people. And if it doesn't hit the way you want it to, then you go back to the drawing board. However, you've at least put in the premeditated time to make this shit work. Excuse my language. So I just thought it was super interesting. I wanted to get online and talk to the 161 subscribers that have joined my party here. You know what I'm saying? It's RPG, and we the 99 Nights, Xbox 360 reference. If you get it, if you get it. If you don't, it is what it is. We are the 99 Nights. We are fighting hordes and hordes of people to either gain their acknowledgement or to ignore their negativity. So it's super interesting. I've always, as a philosophical mind, as an analytical mind, I've always thought about how creating art just for art's sake versus creating art for commercialization interacts with each other. You know, some of the greatest artists, Michael Jackson and Prince, and I'm sure, and Tesla, there's other great minds that have created art just for art's sake, and have also been commercial in their efforts. You know, have also breached and understood that thin line in order to receive monetary funds to get mass appeal, and also didn't do it for that purpose. You know, I can't speak, I really can't speak on their mindset. Maybe they were trying to get paid off of this, you know, trying to get paid off of their specific art. But I feel like in the case of Michael Jackson, once you own a majority share in Sony, and I don't think it's specifically for the money. I think you've already gained enough money at that point. You know, he has hundreds of songs in a vault that we've never heard. And when it comes to Prince, he was very much had knowledge of the industry, knowledge of self, that he wanted to pursue art that would express himself. Art just exists, you know, versus being commercial. And I want to stop here and say that there's nothing wrong with being commercial, and there's nothing wrong about creating art for art's sake. It's just two paths that you can take, and the middle path in the Buddhistic mindset brings you the joy of both without the suffering of either. And I think that's the beauty of the middle path. You get the benefits of both without the negatives of both. Me personally, I want to take this time to segue and say thank you everyone, you know, those who watch, those who listen, subscribers, everything, for taking time to even watch, to get this far in the video, because I'm not rambling, but I'm kind of just getting to point out about, you know, Dame Taylor, the industry, hip hop, philosophical mindsets when it comes to art. I am personally working on a programming, you know, a TV series, a YouTube series to help people get a grasp of where they are. If things move in cycle, then we're either heading into another golden age or another age of another dark age. It's either light or darkness. Lichten Finster as the Germans say, Licht und Finster, light and darkness. And that's really up to how the people move. I think there's a lot of possibilities in the future. My mind is always analytical. I'm always thinking about both of these things. I'm always thinking about multiple things at the same time. So I guess we could stay on music. I'm in a Reddit group called Making Hip Hop, and a lot of people, I know a lot of people in that group are curious about simple questions. There's no stupid questions. I think every question should be asked and there should be a solution. There's infinitely many solutions to any question. Infinitely many solutions to any question. So when they ask, you hear all the people chime in and whatnot. And sometimes I'll answer, sometimes I won't. I like to answer questions that I think I can retort to. I can provide a valuable response to. But when it just comes to music, there's a plethora of things that you can do. Like, there's a plethora of avenues to take, and I think everyone should pursue music as a form of expression, because as this YouTube series, this programming that I'm trying to create is called Music is God, I think everything is vibrational music. So we should all come at least to a similar conclusion that music can help us express ourselves. Even if we don't come to that conclusion and we just listen to music and don't want to make music, that's cool too. I'm kind of rambling, kind of on a tirade. I know there's some points that I'm probably forgetting to reconnect. Shout out to Kingdom Hearts. This world has not been reconnected, but it's just I'm just here rambling on a stream of thought. This is therapeutic for me and also helpful for those who just want to hear and understand who I am. There's a beauty when it comes to music and vibrations and electromagnetics and counter space and Euclidean geometry and metaphysics and quantum dynamics and waking up in the morning and thinking about the first thought and the astral plane, which is dreaming, and feeling so enthralled. There's so many connections between all these things. And I feel them on a day-to-day basis. I think about them. I dream about them. I am them. I write down notes. I have books, manuals. I have so much stuff, I've created so many writings and papers and thoughts, and there's just an infinite well of beautiful, intangible, intricacies that come to making music. And I think that as a species of human beings, we should enjoy these things. I don't think we should hide from these things. I wanted to go live because I was inspired by Dame Taylor. I want to shout out his channel. I got so many tabs open. If you'd give me a second, I'll look up his channel so I can get his name so that people can look it up. Dame Taylor TV. I think his original channel was Dame Monster. I was trying to hit him up to talk to him. He had a live, The Reality of Selling Music Online, Producers and Songwriters. And I was trying to talk to him, but, he's too busy. He wanted to get his point across. So I'm going to get my point across and just start my own live. I think it's dope what he's doing. I think he's getting down to the base roots of what he appreciates. From what I've understood from him in that Busy Works Beat interview is he really wants to maintain integrity and a standard within the music industry, and those who want to make beats, want to make music, want to do songwriting, all that synchronization. He wants to maintain a line of the shit that you're giving me is not good, and you need to do this, 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 and this in order for me to advocate to someone who might use this. And I respect that. Like, standards should be maintained. I respect that 100%. And so I think, shout out to him. Shout out to Busy Works Beat, on the other hand, who's like, I'm here to teach those at a certain level. And there's a hierarchy when it comes to artistic creation. And he wants to be a middleman to teach those who don't know anything. To give influence and love to those who don't know anything. And for people who feel the need to learn from Busy Works and go to Dame Taylor to learn and to pitch their music and be like, hey, this is my best beat, put me on some shit, this is a Drake type beat, and for Dame to say, nah, that's trash. I don't think that's the responsibility of Busy Works Beats. I think Busy Works Beats is teaching people. I think the individual who comes to make these beats and to learn and then come to, any A&R, whether it's Dame or anyone else, I think that that's the responsibility of the creator. If you think that what you made is creative and hot and you want to pitch it, I have full respect for that. When you're rejected, you shouldn't curse out or disrespect the person who takes the music. You should take their constructive criticism and learn from it and critique yourself and implement things that you think are right and pitch yourself to a myriad of people, not just one person, not just Dame Taylor. You can go to Bruce Beats, like you can go to a whole bunch of different people who take in beats. Cloudworks. You can go to Cloudworks Beats at iCloud. You can go to SoundCloud. You can go to Bandcamp. Like, pitch yourself out, because all of this is subjective. I don't care what no one says when it comes to the actual nationality. When it comes to the interpretation of art, when it comes to the absorption of communication, all things are subjective. In this reality, all things are subjective. That is something that can't be escaped. So take that subjectivity and create. The things that you hate the most might be something that someone else loves, deep in their core, deep in their core. Shout out to Lupe Fiasco, because it always seems like he creates for himself regardless of the circumstances. And that's why you get Hyden, Ryden, Guyden, and the rest of them on murals. Leaf Village, Sound Village, like the connections, the uses of language. Shout out to Lupe Fiasco and Daylight, because those are the linguistical battle mages who have crafted linguistics and semiotics in a way that culminates into a spellcasting type of metaphysical. And Jay Electronica, spellcasting metaphysical phenomenon that gets interpreted as, that's just dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all the effort and energy they put into, whether it's a lot of energy or a little bit, no matter how they come up with these bars that are effort, Jay Electronica, you can't dance with the tarantula. One glance will have you caught up. You can't dance with the chancellor. One glance will have you caught up in the transit of tarantula. Like, bars like that make me think of like Indra's Nest Buddhism. That make me think of the 48 Laws of Power. That make me that make me appreciate him as an artist. Lupe Fiasco talking about Naruto and ninjas and how all these things culminate into a beautiful picture, and Daylight talking about how the grand illusion, the the grand setup, as he says, the all these things, like how everything, connects together. These are linguistical battle mages that use words and iconography to interpret us. If you don't know about iconography, archetypes, and Carl Jung, I think it's very important for you to take the time to research Carl Jung and archetypes, because all three of these artists, Lupe, Daylight, and Jay Electronica, tap into the deepest level of archetypes, tap into the deepest level of what it means to be human, existence itself, and I respect them. So when it comes to this music and hip-hop thing, the reason I'm making this video is really because I know that I'm a part of this hip-hop linguistical, metaphysical experience. I have a song that I'm working on, it's Greek philosophies, Hedonistic prophecies, Aramaic philosophies, things like that. Spit bars on that we should all be part of, that we are all part of. Everyone who's born today, everyone who's alive today has common ancestors. If you're not alive today, then you don't share our common ancestors. You have passed and transitioned and become guardians or energy or whatever it may be after life. But Greek philosophies, Hedonistic philosophies, Pythagorean, Euclidean, ooh, I was spitting that shit. That shit go crazy. Everyone who's alive today has been born today, so we are all family, and these three artists tap into what it means to be part of that family. There's a word called zeitgeist that you should look up into. When you type it in, you'll probably come up on a movie. Watch the movie if you want, but zeitgeist is collective consciousness. That is a philosophical and psychological concept coined by many artists, many philosophers, many people, many psychiatrists. The collective unconscious, the collective mind, when you sleep, when you think, things that we share as human beings. The collective unconscious, or the zeitgeist, or egregors, whatever you may call it. We are all connected. My name is Elijah Walker. I'm a god, but I don't hang heavy on, my ideology. We are all gods. We're all connected. We modulate. Our being modulates what our ideas are, what our thoughts are. It modulates, the ideas change, people change, we all change. And so, since 5 years old, I've always been a god, though. I've always been a creator, so hopefully you feel some of that energy. I'm working on my project, Music is God. It should be out mid-February-ish, so I hope that you tune into that. I want to thank my subscribers, the people who followed me. Hopefully, some of y'all get these notifications, even if it's 10%. That's 16 people. I'm cool with that. If 16 people check this video out, if 3 people watch it to the end, then that's what this is for. I'm here for you 3. Y'all are like-minded people that I really want to connect with. Please stick in with the channel. I promise that I will have more come in, that I will connect with you, and that we can have a conversation. You're not alone. Nowhere near. But thank you for your time. I'm gonna hop off here. Just want to do a little live stream. Thank you, Dame Taylor, for the inspiration. Thank you, Universe, for the inspiration. Thank you, God. Thank you, Self. Thank you, Supreme Being, Higher Self. Thank you, all that. All that good stuff. So I want to thank you. Appreciate your time, your willingness, and keep in touch. February. By the end of February at the latest. I'm trying to put it out. I don't know, maybe 25th of February, maybe 28th. I don't know. But February is definitely coming out. I'm going to do a whole series. It's going to be 5-6 episodes. It's going to be called Music is God. I'm going to be connecting quantum physics, philosophy. Excuse me. Quantum physics, philosophy, mathematics, science, all things to music and vibrations, so that you know that when you make music, you are part of the greater divine, that music is the universe. And by creating more music, you are participating in the evolution and the growth of the universe. You are the universe. You are God. Music is God. And if you make music, you are God. So thank you wholeheartedly. Thank you. Thank you. You. And I hope that y'all have a beautiful night, or evening, or morning, not morning, grand rising, because we're not mourning nothing. Ain't nothing to mourn. Life is beautiful. We are celebrating. So grand rising to all of you. Morning sun. Whatever term you want to use. But I love you all deeply. I love you all like I love myself. Self-preservation. I want to protect you all. So respect. Love, peace, be easy. Shout out to Dame Taylor, Lupe, Daylight, Dame Dash, everyone else I shouted out in this video. And have a good. Have a good. Yes, it's good. Yes. 32 minutes. Enjoy yourself. Appreciate it.